Hey guys, welcome back. Today we are going to see about how to move items between sections dynamically. What does this mean is that let's say I have one list of pending items and another list of completed items. So in the pending items, all the items are from the database which are currently in pending state, means which are not completed. The user will do what is that they will check on a particular item. Okay, any two items they will check on that. And once they click on submit, the data should now appear in the completed items list. With the help of this POC, we will be able to understand that how you can refresh the query rules, how you can update the data dynamically from the site so that this data gets updated and shown in another query rule as well. So these are all the items that we can learn after completing this tutorial. Okay, so let's get started on this particular part here. Now let's start the tutorial from the database only. See, in this new version, we have got the database access back. So let's try to leverage that one. So what I have done here is, first of all, I have created a task table. So here you can see image task item is there. Okay, these are the two items which were checked just now. Let's discuss the structure. First of all, one ID is there, that is nothing but a sequence primary key. Then there is the name of the task name. Each checked is there, either it is 0 and 1. 1 means it is completed, 0 means it is not completed. Created by and created on data is also present here. For the same table, we have created a record here as well, similarly here. And after the record, we have created a query rule as well. A simple query rule is required here: query record type, query logical expression, and if it is checked or not, that we are seeing in the filter. So if I click on two items will get reflected, because just now only we have checked two items in the site. Here you can see two items. Other than that, if I click on false, multiple items can come here. 8 items are coming, which are is checked is false. Okay, now we will move on to our interface and we'll see that how can we create the interface and the process for that. Okay, so in order to do that, let's go to our designer. Okay, now let's go to the application YouTube tutorials. Now here what we will do here is that first of all we will try to create our UI. So let's give a name for our UI: task items section. Click on create. So this UI is basically going to contain two different cards, and when we click on one card, then when we check the data in one card, the data will move to the another card after clicking on submit button. So in order to do that, what we will do here is, let's take a section layout to give some headings and a columns layout. So in this column, let me just add one more column, and we will drag two cards here. First card is this one, and in the other one as well, two cards here. After this, we now have got a heading component as well. If you have seen the latest release notes, so now we don't have to use rich text in order to give headings and all. We can directly use the heading component. So what we will do here is, let's use a heading component here. Now let's go to the expression and let's try to edit the things one by one. Okay, and let's give a name: move data between sections. That's it. This is the heading tag, and in this heading we will give our first heading, that is nothing but the pending items. Let's copy this text from here and we will paste it here. This is the pending items, and another one is the completed items. Now, in order to show the data in this pending and completed, we need the data from the database. This is the data from the database, and this is the query rule in order to get that data. So first of all, let's copy this query rule, and now let's go to our interface and let's collapse everything, create a local variable. Local variables. Okay, and see, first of all we need the data for pending items. So what I will do, local bang pending items, and just paste this data here, rule bang, that's it. And is checked for the pending item should be false, so that it will only give me the pending item data. Another query rule, we need that for the completed as well. So for completed, again we will copy the same rule here, and this time we will pass is checked is equal to true. So this will give me the completed data, this will give me the pending, and this will give me the completed data. How we can use this two data in our this field here? So this is the heading tag. After that we need a checkbox field. So let's add a checkbox field here, okay, and the choice labels we need to add it. See here, in choice label, what do you need here? Basically in the site we are showing the name of the task, so these are nothing but our choice labels, and the task is associated with an IDPK, so this will be our choice values. So let's try to add here. I will try to add here is with the help of property local bank pending item, and in that MA task item dot fields dot task name, that's it, otherwise null. So these become our choice labels. Let's just copy this one, okay, and now we will put it here choice values, paste it here, and in the choice values we will get it here dot id. That's it. Now here you can see all the I guess we have switched into completed one. Okay, sorry for that, we don't need it here, cut it from here, it should be present in this one here, okay, paste it here. So it should be in the pending list, not in the completed. So now you can see here all the items are present with the help of the pending one here. Okay, now the user will also select some data, right? So that selected data should be present here, local bank selected item. Okay, this is the local of selected item, so we will give here value and save into. The value is going to be local bank selected item, and the save into is going to be local bank selected item. So let's say that user select 1 and 2 data here. What will happen in your local variable? If you see 2 and 3 got selected, if I select the last entry, then 10, see it is not the index, but it is actually the IDPK of the items that are present here. The last entry is 10, so it is nothing but the IDPK of your task item, not the complete index like 1, 2 and 5, 6, something like this. Now what we want here is that a submit button should be present right below this checkbox. So what we will do here is we will take a button array layout, and in that we will take here buttons, and then we will take here button visit. Okay, the label is going to be submit here, okay, and the alignment is going to be center. Now what the submit button will do, when I click on submit, the data should go in the process model and it should update the data. So for the process model part also we will create it, but first of all we need the data that will go in the process here. So 2, 3, 10, if it goes in the process, doesn't make much sense. Again we might need to query the data. So what we need here is that we need the actual data, not 2, 3 and 10 values. So what we will do here is we will get another local bank selected item data. We don't need the indexes, we need the data. So what we will do here is we will add where contains. How where contains work is that the value that you are looking for. So to integer I will use it here, because where contains breaks on null data, right? Selected item, this value we are looking, and in which array actually you are looking for. The array in which we are looking, these are the IDPK, so this will be present in your pending data. So here also we will use here to integer and local bank pending item, and then MA, okay, task item dot IDPK. That's it. So it will give me what the selected data, what index is present. Selected item IDPK is 2, 3, 10, but the index are 1, 2 and 8, and we need the data for this 1, 2 and 8. So what we will do here is, here we will just add index of this particular data. So the index data is present in local bank pending item, and if that is not present, then just give us null. Now click on test once and let's try to select the data. When you select the second row of data, you will get here second row of data whose IDPK is 3. See, you got it here. If you select the last row of data, you will get the last row of data as well here. And if you uncheck that data, it will get removed as well. So you don't have to worry about all the other things here. So first part of about pending item is completed. Now the second part is the completed item. How we will show the data in the completed item list here. So let's go in this one here. After that, what we need, see here, Here we are using the checkboxes, but here we don't need that, checkboxes as of now we are not using. We are just going to use the rich text display field only. So what I will do here is we will just use here rich text display field, okay, and the value is going to be for each, because multiple data will come in here. Items over which we want to iterate is here. Completed item is 2, so we will just give here local bank completed, and the expression over which we want to iterate here is what is rich text item. Now in the rich text we have used and the expression will be rich text item, and the text is going to be what? So the text is going to be task name, what has been done here. So we will use here fv bank item and ma task item dot task name. That's it. So this is going to be our task name. See here, as of now you can see here 2 names are seeing here, but it is not looking good. It should be in a separate line. There should be like a check icon so that user will be aware that these items are complete. So what we will do here is let's make it a list of data here, because we need multiple items. First of all we will add here icon. So rich text icon is there, and the icon is going to be what? Let's just search our icon here. Check, this is our icon. The color of the icon is going to be positive, and let's increase the size as well. The size is going to be medium. So here you can see 2 icons are finally present here. After this we need a bit of a space, so I will just add here char 32, okay, and after this rich text item is present here. But after that again we need a bit of character, means a new line. Every item should be in a new line here. So you can see here now the data is present in a new line here in the completed items list. So this is the pending one and this is the completed one. But now the important and the functionality part is that how we will move the data from this list to this one here. What should actually submit button do here? That we have to configure. So in order to configure that, what we will do here is in the submit button we need a process model. So the process model is going to be update pending items. Click on create, and you will be surprised to know that in the process we don't need a lot of configuration. Everything we will try to send directly from the UI only. Process model has opened. Now what we will do is we will directly take a write records smart service here, and here we will write to task. After that we will create a process variable. The process variable is going to be ma task item. It will be parameterized because we need to access this from our interface directly, okay, and it will be multiple as well. Click on OK, click on this, and now let's go to this one, setup, and refer these values here. Okay, so oh fine, sorry, the process variable that we created, it is of text type. It should not be of text here, it should be of ma task item. Click on OK and click on OK. That's it. And now let's try to enable the activity chaining. That is fine. And let's go to the setup and task item. And in the output, if you want, you can also take the updated data as well. Click on OK. And now save and publish this. So once it is published, we will try to call this process model with the help of a start process and from the UI only. So in the submit button, what we will do here, we will take a save into, and inside the save into we will take start process. And what process model we want to start it here? Let's create a constant for that process model first of all. So update task process model, and the process model is here, and the process model is YT, so pending item. Click on create. So this is the process model that we are going to trigger, and then we have to give the process parameters. So this is going to be the process parameters. And what is the process parameters? Okay, so when you are referring process parameter, try to copy the name and refer. If you write it, there might be some typo mistake and all, but if you copy and paste, there won't be any typo. What data you want to refer? See here, when you check the data, what is happening here? It is getting in selected data item, but the value is still false only. it needs to be true, it doesn't need to be false. So either you can make this true when you are actually checking the data, or at the time of referring in the process model as well, you can make it true there. Here you can see when it is selecting data item, here also we can update, or before referring in the process as well we can update it. So let's try to update it here only in this one. So what we will use here is update the data, then refer in the process. The data that we needs to update it is local bank selected item data, and the index that we need to update here is MA test item dot is checked. That's it, and the value is going to be true. This is the data, and when I click on submit button, what will happen? It will refer this data, but before that it will try to update that data with true. So this function basically update the data at this particular index and make it true here. So everything will remain same, only is checked will be changed to true here. Now our process is also ready, everything is ready, but will our query will refresh? It won't get refreshed, because we need to know that when a process is triggered, we need to know something like when was the process trigger, what is the response from the process, something we need that here. Let's collab the process parameter and write here on success. So this on success parameter basically tells that the data is successfully submitted or not. So we need some parameter here which will get updated on success. For example, local bank, let's say like submit. I will create a variable submit. Whenever the process model is submitted, what we will do here is we will try to save the data here. Save data local bank submit, and we will save here now. That's it. So this is how we will try to submit. So let's try to submit the data once. Okay, let me just check here, uncheck this one, last data schedule 1 to 1. Click on submit. When I click on submit, the submit will get, see here, this value is of null, and now the value gets populated. So this is how it should work here. If you click on test interface here, now the 3 values are now present here in this one. But right now you have seen that it doesn't work automatically. It is not dynamic yet. We have to make it dynamic, so that because user won't have the option to test the interface or test in the site here, it should work dynamically. How can we do that? So in order to do that, what we will do here is we need to refresh these queries whenever submit is checked. So what we will do here is we will just click on refresh variable, and the value that you need to refresh is this one, and it will be refresh on var change. What is the var change here? Local bank submit, and here also this value should also get refreshed. Refresh variable, okay, the value that you need to refresh it. After that, refresh on var change. That's it, and it will be local bank submit. So this whole data will get now refreshed whenever submit is clicked here. Let's see that in action how it works. Click on this checkbox here and click on submit. So when I click on submit, the data should get refreshed and new data should appear here. Let's see that. Oh, it is breaking. Now why it is breaking? A very good question here, like why it breaks. See, what happened is that when the data got refreshed, there are only 6 items, but earlier if you count in this one, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 items are there. So whatever the user selected, it should be part of this list only, but this value is now present in the completed item. It is not part of this list. That's why it break here. So the value was 2 3 5 7 and selected value was 4, because 4 is now present in this particular list here. How can we resolve that issue? The issue is here, selected item is still showing 4th value here. It should not be like this. So whenever you click on this save and submit, one more thing you should make sure here is that a bank save target is going to be local bank selected item. Okay, and it should be null. Just make it null after each selection. Click on test interface here, and now it is fine. Now let's try to test this once again. Review Q2 budget, okay, and submit travel expenses. Click on submit here, and what will happen? These two data should get moved into the completed item list. See, it got moved, and our UI also didn't break because only 4 items are there and selected item is null as of now. That is better. Okay, and some UI changes are left only, so let's try to make those UI changes. Let's go to edit. For example, one of the changes that you can make in the cards is that show border, we will make it here false, and show shadow, we will make it here true. Copy these two items together, and in the contents here as well you paste it. So this will work here. After this heading, what we can give here is horizontal line is present there. Okay, so let's try to use this new features as well. And here in the other part as well, after heading tag, we will use the horizontal line. So this is the pending item, this is a completed item list, and click on save. Now only you just need to create a site and map the UI. So I hope the part is clear to you, like how you can move the data from one tab into the another tab. After this, let's say that in some cases your query rule might not get refreshed at all. Okay, if it is something else is configured here. So what you can do in that case is that just copy your complete query rule from here, and instead of this rule, what you do here is that just paste it here. Okay, and in the value is going to be here false. Okay, and this one we don't need to apply here, let's leave it like this. That's it. So that can also work. If your query rule is not getting refreshed and all, that can also work. Just select a review mutant, click on submit, and this query rule will get refreshed and the item will come here in the completed one as well. So I hope this whole tutorial was clear to you, helpful to you, how you can create a simple process model. Here you can see in the process the data is coming here, all the instances. A simple node is there just to update a particular data. So some data, if you see the history here, some data will come in this process model and it will get updated as well. And from the UI perspective as well, you can configure whatever you want, some color changes and all. So I hope this tutorial was helpful to you. So that was all for now. Thank you.